Show 52, first anniversary, 1 year on air, outside the round table. About to go home. Let's hit it, T. Let me know about my audio now, in case it ain't high enough. Let's go. Good afternoon, and welcome to Outside the Round Table, and I'm your host, H.L. Siler. We got an exciting show for you today, and before we get started today, I'd like to take a moment of silence for America today, because we need it. So can you join me for a moment of silence for our country, please? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And before I go any further, I want to thank our first responders. I don't never want to fail to mention our first responders, because we all know that y'all was our real heroes and sheroes of this pandemic. Yes, you were. And we really appreciate y'all. Yes, we do. So, having said that, is everybody ready? I said, is everybody ready? Then let's get to it. First off, is it me? It could be me. Number here, 386-868-0635. Once again, 386-868-0635. That number should never be busy. We supposedly can get up to 20 people on that line. So feel free to call in today. Is it me though, everybody? Because y'all know I be tripping. Is it me or does it look like the Republican states are intentionally attempting to sabotage everything this administration is trying to do? I mean, I don't know if it's me or does it look like the Republican trying to sabotage everything we're trying to do? Now you want to talk about anti-American? Let's talk about that those voting laws in Georgia. Joe Scarborough get on TV this morning talking about, oh no, we don't need to close nothing down because of what about the small businesses and what about this and that? What about you trying to disenfranchise a whole race of people, the native blacks of this country? What about that? What about y'all trying to disenfranchise the native blacks of this country? Native black? Yeah, I call ourselves the native black. We the native blacks. We the natives just like the Indians was. I ain't never been to Africa. I'm from African descent. Don't try to water my contributions to this country down. We built 40 to 50, 60 years of free labor. Everything in this place we built. Don't do it. Don't you dare try to water us down and disrespect the Native Americans, the Native Black Americans, the Native blacks of this country who built. Don't disrespect us by trying to tell us that we can't vote and making it harder for us to vote. Are you kidding me? Right in our face in real time? Huh? You gotta be kidding me. In 2021, is this what we going through? Somebody please help me. Is it me? We just had 38,000 people at Ranger Stadium in Texas yesterday. 38,000. And nobody was wearing a mask. Wow. Nobody was wearing a mask. Now, how many people need to die before people understand that this ain't no game? How many people gotta die? I'm just wondering today, how many people gotta die? Because once again, the number 386-868-0635, because we also 5 weeks ago had about 563 new cases, y'all. About 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks ago, we had 535 new cases in Michigan. Now you got 38,000 yesterday. Did you hear me? Did y'all hear me? You had 38,000 new cases yesterday in Michigan. I also like to take this opportunity to thank each and every person that has rolled this entire year out with me, because I know it was brutal at the beginning, because I looked at some of them shows. So I thank everybody very much. I really appreciate y'all hanging in there with me, because y'all know I'm trying. And y'all know I love y'all. I love the people. And all I wanted to do is make it fair. So if you got a problem with me, you must be got a problem with fairness. Huh? But anyway, I want to thank everybody who rolled it out with me. I want to thank for all the support, especially those of you who donated to the show to keep this show on the air to try to keep this show on the air another whole year. Today make a year seem like it went fast. I really enjoyed the year. And I want to thank everybody for their support, especially those of you who donated to our GoFundMe account, because it's very vital and very important that we understand that we're all in this together, and it's going to take all of us to make the change that's necessary. But we at Outside the Roundtable really appreciate it, because, you know, things are hard out here, and we at Outside the Roundtable appreciate, you know, any amount of money that you feel that you can, you know, contribute to the cause. But I also would like to hear from anybody concerning the George Floyd trial. How you feeling about the George Floyd trial? Because I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, I haven't really watched much, because I can't really take it. It's too hurting. It hurt too much to watch that. To me, that's why I ain't been watching. I mean, I'm keeping up with it, but I can't watch the blow by blow, because it hurt too much. It hurt too much to see, to keep reliving that moment, and to sit and watch them try to make George Floyd a bad guy or a drug addict. But you know, there y'all go with the drugs again. I want to remind y'all that y'all the one that trying to pass Narcan, so everybody can have Narcan, so you can get a Narcan, so junkies, so all these heroin junkies can inject themselves with Narcan, hit themselves with the Narcan, and be all right. Don't forget now, opioids are the big old problem in the white community. Y'all handle them with kid gloves. If you're a policeman, you're supposed to be taught to, when a person going through a crisis like that, to be understanding and sympathetic, and empathetic, not to exacerbate the situation. I mean, you were trained to, if it's a crisis, you're supposed to handle that situation a little differently. And we in America, we got to start standing up for justice. I'm talking about my European American brothers and sisters that make up 76% of this population. Because for somehow they can continue to be the shooters in these mass shootings, but they never get killed. You know what? You know what's perplexing to me? And what make me go and find the tallest building and jump out on top of my head? You know what's perplexing to me? Is that these white shooters, these European shooters, coming up with these high-powered weapons, these long guns, these AKs, shooting up 20, 30, 40 people, and somehow they get brought in custody without getting shot up. Meanwhile, you asking me to reach to the glove compartment to get my registration because you don't pull me over for some old bogus claim anyway, then you shoot me dead. And can anybody explain to me why we make up 13% of the population, a little more than that, and they make up a little more than 76% of the population, and we the one keep getting killed on TV? We only make up 13% of the population, but we the one keep getting killed. How's that? Can anybody help me with that? You would think a man that's shooting people and killing police as soon as he go in the door, if he would have been black, they'd have killed him. They went in there. They'd have went in there and murdered him if he would have been black. They wouldn't even let him. They wouldn't even allow him to surrender. They wouldn't even allow him, if he'd been black, they wouldn't allow him to surrender. Y'all know I ain't telling no lie. But somehow, a maniac with an AK, hundreds of bullets, can get arrested and brought and put in custody without even being shot one time. Where they do that at? Can somebody help me on that? Because everybody should be outraged. Because it's one segment of people openly being suppressed right in our face, man. And I always refer back what Doc Rivers said. We keep loving this country, man. We keep loving this country, and they keep dogging us. We built this country from the ground up. We ain't getting nothing. When they was coming across here back in the days, they was getting millions of acres of land, y'all. And the only thing they had to have was some slaves to work the land. They was giving out millions of land. Doing reconstruction, we were supposed to be giving 40 acres of mule, all that. We got nothing. The Supreme Court of this country ruled against it. So after 400-some years of slavery, black people just had to walk with what they had in their hands. That's why I say it's important to know your history. Because if you don't know where you came from, you don't know where you're going. And nothing changes if nothing changes. Huh? And you got these two clowns. You got these two clown governors, the Santos and Abbott. Both of these guys clowns. Both of these guys auditioning for to be vice president for Trump, and if he in jail, because I don't think he's gonna be able to run, he's gonna be in jail. Man got too many. This man has too many open cases to not go to jail. Too many. But DeSantos, he needs to be investigated. And Abbott, only reason he didn't go out and throw that pitch because he knew he was gonna get booed by the fans, trying to act like he was mad because Major League Baseball pulled out of Georgia. There should be no ball playing in Georgia. Period. All them black superstar kids going to Georgia, their parents should be in. Our kids ain't gonna play until that's changed. They'll still be in school and they'll still be enrolled, and they can still practice. But we won't allow our kids to play in the game because we ain't clowns. Because that's what you would have to be, a clown, to go out there and play in a state that don't even respect your vote. Try to disenfranchise all the native blacks in this country. The real heroes in this country. Yeah, we real heroes. Because we built all this with no pay. And y'all don't think y'all owe us nothing? Y'all don't separate our families? Y'all done sold us apart from our mamas and daddies. What about the pain and suffering? You trust fund babies walk around here with all my money in your pockets. That's my money in your pocket. I want my money. Y'all don't want to shut down for 2 weeks. How you think I feel about 40 years of back pay? How you gonna sit there and accumulate large sums, vast sums of money for 400 something years? Just think about it. That's just like me and you having some slaves right now for our next 3 or 4 generations. How we gonna lose? You can't lose like that. Acting like he ain't want to throw the picture out. No, I'm mad at Major League Baseball. I don't want to throw. Yeah, you ain't want to throw that picture out, Abby, because you knew the crowd was gonna boo you. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this HR1 they're trying to pass. 77 or 78% of the population. So you know that includes Republicans, right? Have agreed that we need this HR1 since y'all want to make the elections, you know, so fair and honest and bring integrity to the election. Because I know that ain't what y'all want to do. Y'all want to keep being able to rig it. Because if everybody sit and pay attention and just think about what I'm talking about. Here it is. You have a Democratic Party and you have a Republican Party. But you have Republicans that seem to be the ones that are always tinkering with the election rules. Huh? And can anybody tell me if this is democracy? Because they need to do away with the electoral college anyway. Because we all know, if you know your history, the electoral college is put in to keep African Americans, not African Americans, Native Black Americans from voting in the South. That's what that came all about. Because in a true democracy, the majority rule, right? So can somebody explain to me then why we winning about 6 or 7 million votes and still losing? We win about 6 or 7 million on the popular vote, but if we don't hit that, if we don't hit the swing states, Wisconsin, Michigan, and what's the other one? Escapes me now. Wisconsin, Michigan, and somebody else, Pennsylvania. If we don't hit that trifecta right there, it don't matter about all the other votes, they still win. How's that fair? How's that fair? They don't have the Senate for 10 years. And now they lost the Senate by 1 vote, by 1 person, and steady crying the whole time. Because they think it's a game, ladies and gentlemen. They ain't trying to do no governing. They strictly want to own the power where they can make money for their friends and themselves and their families off the backs of the American people. I'm telling y'all what's going on. And we got to get engaged. Because you know what, y'all? They know a lot of people ain't paying attention. And they trying to slide all this stuff right up on you. And before you know it, it's already a bill. It's already implemented. And now you're playing defense. We need to be playing offense. Huh? We need to be playing offense. Whatever happened to all the major changes that were supposed to occur under his administration? Huh? What happened? I see Joe Biden going in there trying to be status quo. I see Joe Biden going in there trying to pander to the people who didn't even vote for him. Just like Obama did. Just like Obama did. Too many times we had these Democratic presidents buying down to these Republicans. It seems like everybody want to make sure they don't offend the Republicans. When these people don't sit here and ran roughshod over us for the last 5 years. Are you kidding me? You got mad guys out there running around sleeping with little 17-year-old girls. Ain't trying to do no legislating. Trying to do none of that. Just using the power to go around and abuse kids, little young girls. You supposed to be in Washington working for the people. You in Washington flying out little young girls all around the country with you so you can sleep with them. You don't look like, you look just like a little spoiled, rich white kid. You had your way trying to act like you Trump. But you finna find out that you ain't Trump. That only works for him, and he finna go to jail. So all y'all who try to be Trump-like and trying to copy Trump, we're gonna see where it's gonna take you. We're gonna see where it's gonna take you. We need to pass H.R. 1, everybody. We need to demand that they pass H.R. 1, because if we don't, we'll keep going down the same rabbit hole over and over and over. Nothing ain't gonna change, nothing don't change. And I'm telling you, now is the time to address those issues. If we don't, we're in trouble. You heard it from me. You heard it from here, from me, right here outside the round table, HL side. If we don't get a grip and deal and address these issues that stand us right in the face and start and take our head out of the sand, we're going to be in some real big trouble. You see these people openly going and trying, in 43 states, they have over 300 bills to try to make it hard for Native blacks to vote. Nobody else but us. And I can't understand why black people ain't outraged. I can't understand why black people ain't raised the holy you know what. I need to hear from the ball players, the singers. We don't need to be no concerts in Georgia. We don't need to be playing no ball in Georgia. The black players at University of Georgia should practice but not play. And we'll see how long it takes them to change the rules. We need to have some respect for yourself. If you allow your child to go in that field, you're just as guilty as a European American that's trying to keep us down. You gotta understand, this is about the collective whole. It ain't about no one individual. If your son good enough to go to pro, he gonna go to pro. Don't even worry about that. But we had to make a stand because they don't think we're gonna make a stand. Because they know it's got them mamas out there who got them sons out there who all they see is riches if their son can get to the pros. They don't want to hear it. Oh, no, my son, that's what they count on. What about your son's kids and his kids? Too many times, we too selfish when we should be together as a whole. We become too selfish about ourselves. Me. I spent thousands of dollars to come on this radio and talk. I put my money where my mouth at. I'm telling y'all, if we don't get together and organize and we don't push back, don't y'all see they're doing more and more blatant disrespect to us every day? If they try to stop it from voting, what's to stop it from doing from anything else they want to do to us? Right in our face. People tell me, why you yelling? Why you yelling? I'm yelling because it's serious. And I feel like everybody ain't paying attention. So I'm yelling, trying to get somebody attention. Because honestly, everybody, y'all don't know what's going on. It's some real shicey stuff going on. There's some real shifty stuff going on. When you have 38,000 people crammed up in a stadium, and he's been trying to open up Texas all along, that's a shame. That's a shame. Our politicians and our leaders are supposed to be about making sure their constituents taken care of. I keep telling anybody who willing to listen, with this pandemic, we not out of the woods. It's a shit. See, they want you to get sick because they feel that's just one less vote against them. And that's what you got. And that's what happens when you have this political apparatus set up the way it's set up. It should be one person, one vote. I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat. The person with the most votes should win, because that's the will of the people. Majority rule. Huh? There's no way that we should win by 7 million or 6 million votes. Like Hillary beat them by 5 or 6 million votes, still lost. How is that democracy? Can anybody tell me that? Can anybody tell me how come the Democrats that's in Congress now, along with that H.R. 1 bill, trying to push for D.C. to get statehood, for more people to be, for more judges to be added to the Supreme Court? For this country to move forward. See, because what you got is, you got Republicans that all they do is do talking points and scare people. Culture cancel. Cancel culture. What is cancel culture? You trying to cancel all black people? See, this is what I tell everybody. All you have to do to know what they're doing, I'm gonna give y'all a little inside information. In order to know what they're doing, all you gotta do is listen to them. Huh? All you gotta do is listen to them. Because what they're gonna do is, they're gonna tell you that you're doing what they're doing to you. Huh? That's what they're gonna do. The radical left. What's radical about the left? You mean the radical right? You don't see the people on the left storming the Capitol. You don't see the people on the left trying to stop people from voting. That's radical. What's so radical about wanting everything to be fair for everybody? What's radical about that? That's what I tell you. Cannot listen. I told y'all what my daddy said a long time ago. He said, you don't watch the man, you watch his moves. You watch the people out about the radical left, but everything about them is radical. The way they governed was radical. The way they ran this country was radical. All you gotta do is just listen to them. They'll tell you what they're doing. Trump do it all the time. He'll tell you what he's doing all the time. Everything he said you doing, that's what they doing. That's the game they play. Because they making so much money, and they got so much money, and they ain't doing no governing for nobody. So they live in their own universe. And they're allowed to disconnect. They're allowed to disconnect. I mean, opening up 100%, they're just trying to get people to die. See, that's what makes me mad. They just trying to get people to die. Because if you care about your constituents, why would you open up a 100% and say no mask mandate? And then want to sue the local municipality that say, oh man, we're going to keep the mask mandate. You're going to make them do away with their mask mandate. I've never seen nothing like it, and we need to pay attention. Y'all really need to pay attention. Because what you have is a Republican Party that's simply doing everything they can to sabotage us trying to get back on track because they don't want the Democrats to have no credit for doing nothing. They ain't going to do nothing, but they don't want us to do nothing. All they want is power, everybody. They have no intentions. They have no desire to do nothing for the people of this country. Are you kidding me? It's all about them. Y'all gonna find out in a minute that Trump done stole almost $500 billion that they ain't talking about. Now y'all hear me talk about this months ahead of time. And if you go back and listen to all my shows, not bragging on myself, but I've called everything that had happened before it happened. You ain't gotta believe me, just check my shows and check the timelines. They're not fighting for nothing but splitting the country. They're not fighting to bring the country together. Carla, you on the air with HL outside the round table. Go ahead. Hello? Somebody, I don't hear nobody. Is it working? Anyway, keep calling because I was a caller, but I don't hear nothing. Anyway, getting back to my initial thought. Listen, you're not interested in helping nobody. All they want to do is sabotage so they can say when it's time for elections, oh, the Republicans didn't do this, they do that. I got a word for the wise for the Democrats in Congress. Y'all need to go hard, stop playing, because guess what? It's the same thing happened when Obama took office. And he had both branches of Congress his first 2 years. He ain't how to do nothing. And guess what? They used that to take back the Senate. So all this word about what the Republicans gonna do, and we gotta go through reconciliation. The parliamentarian already done told you could go ahead and go through reconciliation. And now you got Mitch McConnell telling. I mean, he's a real clown too. He even looks like a clown. Call you on the air. Go ahead.
Good afternoon. I'm just calling in to say congratulations. You've been on the radio for 1 year. I've been listening to you. Love the way you deliver. And I'm not just saying this because I'm your wife.
Oh, thank you so much.
Happy anniversary.
Appreciate it, sweetheart. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, it's my lovely wife calling in. But now listen, not bringing the country together all because they want to regain power. And I keep telling y'all, these Republicans, all they want to do is create chaos and keep chaos alive. You see? Because it don't behoove them to help. Because they always want to be in power. They just want to be in charge. They ain't interested in helping nobody because they feel like, why should we help them? They don't vote for us. I'm just telling you how they think. They don't have an empathetic bone in their body. They don't have an altruistic bone in their body. Democrats trying to get this country back on its feet, and all you got is Republicans going around sabotaging every move we make. I implore the American people to join together and push back against all these anti-American policies. But the evangelicals, where y'all at? I don't hear you. You need to push back. It's anti-un-American, anti-American, un-American. They're just trying to split this country for their own profit. That's all it's about, ladies and gentlemen. All you Republicans who ain't making $200,000 or $300,000 a year, y'all must be like Trump because y'all racist. Y'all must be undercover racist or something. Because he ain't did no policy that remotely help you. He ain't did, when he was in office, he didn't do no policy that helped any Republican that wasn't making that kind of money. So I don't know why y'all out there breaking your neck for him. People out here sleeping with kids, aka Mad Cats, Guys, whatever his name. Trump playing God right in the middle of a pandemic when we needed him the most, by the virus raging. But we stole the election from him. This country was in such bad shape. I'm so glad that we was able to hold on and get this cancer out of the White House. Because he reminded me of somebody who you let, like I told you before, he reminded me of somebody who you let stay in your house and they trash your house and mad because you tell them to get out. That's what Trump was. Trash this country and then when they get mad, we tell them to get out. We don't want you. We didn't want you. You want presidential material. Oh, you appealed about 1/3 of society. So when 30% gonna run the other 70%? Where we do that at? Where that come from? You got European Americans who ain't did nothing all their life, mainly because of their fault, man, because they see a native black American doing something. I ain't telling no story. You know what happened in Tulsa? You know what happened in Rosewood over there in Gainesville? Ocala area. So y'all know I ain't lying. Burned out whole communities. See, my thing is, what I have issue with is people having a problem with me telling you how bad you don't been to me. You want to be bad to me and I'm supposed to accept that. So you really do think you're better than me. It's got to be. Because you wouldn't accept it being done to you. You wouldn't accept it being done to you. Whatever happened to treat people like you want to be treated? A blind man can see that this country was going downhill, man. You had food lines for miles. Nobody getting no vaccine. Nobody getting tested. Nobody getting no help. He playing golf, stealing all our money. And you got people got the nerve to go out there and fight, try to fight to overthrow the country for him. Man, we'll be right back. This is HL outside the round table. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
PC 101 Services, located at 955 Orange Avenue, Unit 170B in Daytona Beach, specializes in individual and corporate.
Okay, we back. You know, I gotta say this. Y'all want to call me a controversial figure? I ain't no controversial figure. No controversial figure. I just tell it like it is. I don't play no games. And that's what we need more of. People not playing games with us. This ain't no game. Listen. Y'all know I'm telling the truth because why would anybody need to cheat to beat Donald Trump when he was the absolute worst president ever of this country? The worst, absolute worst. Only thing he did for the rich people was pass that tax cut that was bigger than the pandemic relief. That's why they love him so much, y'all. Do y'all know that? Y'all know that tax cut he was actually bigger than the pandemic relief that we just got. But you ain't hear Mitch Moscow mention all them hollering about that. Or how we gonna pay for that. All you European Americans, I gotta say this. All you European Americans who know better, know this. If we came out with a law, listen to me, everybody. If we came out with a law that attempted to disenfranchise white people, they would be in an uproar. You already know. This country be going crazy, and they be trying to kill every native black person they see. And we came and had the nerve and the audacity to tell them, we're going to try to disenfranchise. We're going to try to disenfranchise the white vote because it's 76%. It's only 13%. We try to disenfranchise. Y'all don't try to disenfranchise us. We don't make 13% of the population, and you still don't want us to vote. Are y'all kidding me? The sleeping African American community, y'all better wake up. That's why I'm yelling, because y'all sleep. I call myself a native black person because this is my country. I built it. They ain't me to say that. Let you hurt. Don't be scared to tell them that you built this country and that you deserve some compensation. Treat our forefathers like dogs, and y'all gonna sit around and don't ask for yours. I'm gonna ask for mine. You gotta get this mindset, they're better than us. Ain't nobody better than nobody. We built it, and we want to allow European Americans to try to disregard 460 years of hard work out there in them fields. 460 years of our mamas and daughters getting raped in the middle of the night. 40-some years of our daddies getting hung and whipped. You ought to be mad about that. I wish you would get mad because I'm saying it. I ain't lying. At the same time, you're trying to act like this isn't my country by attempting to make voting harder for me, huh? Mr. European Americans? I'm serving notice with all the native blacks of this country to inform you that y'all time of trying to act like y'all better than us, that's up. Y'all time of rigging the elections, all that's up. We need to add DC to statehood. We need to have one person, one vote. Period. We need to pass that H.R. 1 bill. Because if you're going to hold a national election, everybody need to play by the same rule. Need to be under the same umbrella. That's what they mad about. That's what they mad about now. They want to have some say about who being the president of the United States, but they want to do it their way. It don't work like that. Listen, everybody, think about it. If you win the popular vote by 7 million votes and still lose, then that lets you know that something needs to be fixed, don't it? Doesn't it? Doesn't that let you know something needs to be fixed? Because how can you go out here and tell people to come vote? To go vote when they voting and they win by 7 million people, they still losing the election. Huh? What kind of oxymoron is that? Have you ever asked yourself why they get to lose by all these votes and still be able to be in power and win their elections? Have you ever asked yourself that? How can they lose? 7 million people voted against them. 7 million more people voted for somebody else, but they still win. You see what I'm saying? That's radical. Huh? That's radical. And what we have is a bunch of European Americans who have set up a political apparatus in place to give them an unfair advantage, y'all. And we need to do something about that. We need to get serious about voting reform. We need to do away with the electoral college, which was put in place way back in Reconstruction to deny black people from voting. And it's still doing the same, still serving that same purpose. A true democracy is one person, one vote. And that's what we got to start saying, everybody. One person, one vote. Period. We got to get serious about making it fair to vote. I thought we were supposed to do some bold new things when Biden got in office to move our country forward. I don't see Biden doing no major moves to me. I could be wrong, but I'm talking about to me. I don't see him doing no major moves to change the atmosphere. We got another big trial coming up of a European American killing a native black person on TV right before our own eyes. How many times are we going to see that? For something of any substantial nature is being done. Huh? How many times are we going to... Every day they just let some police officers for beating up an off-duty police. They beat up an off-duty, they gave $5 million, but no officer went to jail. They rather give us some money than to put the perpetrators in jail. Huh? They rather give us some money than to put the perpetrators in jail. Let me ask everybody something. If we make up 13 to 50% of the population, right? How come they never shoot down European Americans the way they're killing us? And they make up 76.3 and they commit more crime? Huh? Think about it. They commit more crime, but they never seem to go to jail. Can anybody tell me what's up with that? Why they never have any issue with European Americans being gunned down by police? You never see that. Think about it. You never see white people getting shot down by the police. And they make up 77% of the population. We make up 13 to 15%. And we always getting gunned down every day. Now you tell me ain't no right-wing organization don't infiltrate the police department where they shooting us and killing us. Because that's what I think. I always wonder how it is that all these mass shooters gunning people down, but somehow they never get killed when they take it down. With no violence. Can anybody tell me how they do that? I need to know. Inquiring minds want to know. I've never seen them come in and kill no mass killer. That's puzzling to me. Maybe I missed one or two. But for the most part, no. I can't watch this trial. It hurts me too much. There needs to be real change in Washington. And all I see is them playing games with our lives, everybody. I don't see Biden pushing the envelope. You got Joe Manchin. It's going to be a thorn outside for the next 4 years. I told y'all that. There you go now, by H.R. 1. He ain't nothing but a Republican that's masquerading as a Democrat. We still can't get nothing done. Now we got Joe Manchin, a Democrat out of West Virginia, holding everything up. He's more concerned than the Republicans. See, this is what we deal with. This is what you call radical. What's radical is when you have a group, a segment of people trying to stay in power and stop the country from moving forward. Because they want to stay lily white. With the swirl already in the ice cream. And you can't get it out. So can we live? Man, I can't believe that Trump, who walked all over the Constitution for 4 years, wasn't holding the same stand they trying to hold Joe Biden to stand, and he going for it. Because he Republican-like too. I told y'all that. Joe Biden Republican-like too. Kamala Harris Republican. She ain't gonna do nothing either. She Republican-like too. This is what happens. They put these right-wing bigots in office, and then the only people that are allowed to be in office is Republicans-like. So how is a radical left? The radical stands for R. R stands for Republican. That's who radical. The country is Republican. You got Moscow Mitch McConnell, who frankly I believe is the most evil person alive. I think Mitch McConnell is the most evil person alive. That's my opinion. That's not Joy 106.3, Daytona's favorite gospel station. That's me. Outside the round table with H.L. Side, I think Mitch McConnell is the most dangerous and the most un-American person there is. He's the most evil person I've seen. He's still, and he still acts like he's running the city, and he ain't even the majority leader no more. I can't tell you how stressing it is to see people who always having their way, complaining all the time. When people out here hurting. You know how disingenuous that look? For rich people to be whining and complaining when they're running everything? And they making all the money? And breaking all the rules at the same time? It's got to stop. It's got to stop, everybody. And until people start going to jail for all these malfeasance that's going on, they're going to continue to do it. They're going to continue. And by the way, when the rest of the people that attempted that coup, that rushed the White House, when they going to get put in jail? Because y'all know, had it been native blacks, I'm here to say everybody would be locked up right now. Everybody. They'll come get your grandmama. Your grandmama ain't even had nothing to do with it. Tell her she got to go to jail. Carly, you on the air outside the round table. Go ahead. We got a couple minutes left.
Yes, thank you. I'm going to drop you off and over there to my big cousin because I appreciate you, big cousin. I love you. Tell it like it is.
Who is it?
Tell it like it is because it's just real.
Who is this?
And your wife, I love her too.
Who is this?
Because this country is corrupt.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
This Mrs. McCoy, I am very hated because I say what I mean and mean what I say.
That's right.
I see too much evil stuff going on in Daytona. And they done sanction us from the stimulus checks down to month now because they still investigating us. But they can give them foreigners in one house almost $500,000.
Ain't that something?
Because all of them staying in one house.
Ain't that something?
And I ain't got my stimulus check and I ain't got my house fixed from Wells Fargo. They signed up in bankruptcy. I paid them out and everything, and I'm still struggling and my husband gone. That's my cellmate, and you better keep yours, boy. Keep on hollering for me, because I ain't able to travel. But I'm going to drop something off, and I'm going to customers to give it to you.
Okay, I thank you very much. And I love you, too.
I love you.
And I'm going to keep fighting. Don't worry about it. I got you. I got everybody. Because I'm here to... Okay.
I'm going to fight, too. If I have to get in a wheelchair and have y'all push me.
Okay. Have a great day. God bless you. So, all I'm saying is this. It's time to get some real leaders because we have none. It's time we tell the true history of this country. It's time that Native blacks get reparations for the over 400 years of free labor and all of the atrocities that have been did to us. If you allow yourself to read the true stories of this country, you'll know that the Native blacks of America need to be paid. They gave out millions of acres to immigrants when they came in, and all they needed to have was a bunch of slaves to work the land. And they gave plenty of land, millions of acres, across the Mississippi and everywhere. Do your homework. Do your homework. Don't get that mad at me. It's the truth. Remember, this platform has been created to help us deal and try to understand issues that affect us each and every day. See, y'all know nothing changes, nothing changes. So we're trying to be about that change. So I hope everybody enjoyed the show today. And this is our, 1 year anniversary, and we hope we have many more. But we ran out of time, and I want everybody to know HL loves you. And because I love everybody, I just demand that you treat everybody fair. So until next Tuesday at noon, this is HL Silent, and I'm out.